Okay, I talked about Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane the other day. I'm going to talk about the official rematch between Israel Adesanya and Robert Whittaker. It's real late at night, so I don't want to get too loud. This is a really good fight for the fans, and a really good fight for both fighters. For Israel, the first fight was perfect. It couldn't have gone any better than what it did. He dominated the fight the whole time for the 2 rounds it lasted, and he really proved that he's the best middleweight in the world. And there was no questions asked. There were no doubts or anything that he's the best guy that night. Now for Whittaker, this is a chance for him to redeem himself. Every fight he's had, he's dominated or it's been competitive, but he got the better of it. So he's clearly a very good challenger. And as cocky as Israel is, I think he also professionally and as a fighter knows Whittaker has the tools to beat him. Israel gets hit, but he doesn't get hit much. Whittaker also doesn't take much damage in his fights. Israel planned for him and prepared for him very well. And he's also a calculated striker. But the thing is, he doesn't take much damage, so that helps Israel a lot. He's a very, very experienced kickboxer. And he's had 100 fights, kickboxing, boxing, mixed martial arts in his career. He's a multi-time world champion. He's done everything. So you expect him to be well prepared. Whittaker is not just a good striker. He can wrestle too. He's so well versed as a fighter. He can stop takedowns. He can take guys down. He can stand with the best guys. Is he the better striker? No, but he's still capable. It's very hard to pick a winner here because now they know each other. Whittaker is now the challenger. He's probably going to be more motivated than Israel is in some ways. Simply, he wants to erase that embarrassing loss and get his win back, get the belt back, be the man again. But Israel should be motivated because he embarrassed that man. And now Whittaker wants to come back and prove that he's not the best guy out there because now he's been beat since then. He's been beat by Blachowicz, a guy that Israel is clearly a better fighter than. So it's possible to beat him if Israel takes him lightly. But he's not going to take Whittaker lightly simply because he already beat him before. And I know he would hate to lose to him if he had already beaten him pretty convincingly. He wants to make sure he wins this fight. I expect this fight to go to distance. I expect this fight to be very long, but still entertaining. I think Whittaker is going to get hit less than what he did. He'll land more shots against Israel. He'll test Israel's endurance, durability. He'll test his wrestling some. He's probably going to go for takedowns. He might get a takedown or two. I don't think he'll have the success that Blachowicz did, but he's going to have success with that. But I just think Israel will stop enough takedowns. He'll be able to use his reach and pick him apart somewhat like he did the last time, just not as successful, simply because Whittaker is going to be better prepared for it. I give Whittaker a 45% chance to beat him just because of how good he is and how capable he is. But I think Israel's still the better fighter. I don't think he's going to take this fight lightly. He still would like to fight Jones in the future, maybe. I do see that happening in the future if he continues to grow as a fighter and he keeps dominating like he has at middleweight to the point where there's nobody left. If he beats Whittaker, there's almost nobody left at the top he hasn't beaten already. Costa, Romero, who's gone, Whittaker already if he beats him again, and Vettori. All right, there's Strickland moving up. There's other guys, but they're not there yet, clearly. So I think Israel wins this fight by unanimous decision. 48, 47, 49, 46, something like that. It won't be a 10-9 every round. I think Whittaker is going to be better for this fight. He might win a round, maybe two if he's lucky, but it won't be competitive towards a split decision. I don't see somebody get knocked out here because Whittaker is going to be better prepared for this fight, and I don't think he can knock out Adesanya.